What is up guys, Tech James here. In this video we're going to be taking a look at this faulty PlayStation 1. I've had this PlayStation 1 for quite a while now. I'm not 100% sure if it's faulty. As far as I know, this doesn't close, which is quite a big problem, and it is pretty scruffy. It's got some stickers on it. It's also got a sad sticker on it, which pretty much just describes the state of this PlayStation 1. But yeah, in this video we're going to be restoring it, and I'm sure you guys can follow along if you have got one of these PlayStation 1s at home. They're actually very easy to take apart. All you really need to fix these ones is just a normal Phillips head screwdriver, and of course you just need a few cleaning tools, and we should be able to clean it and actually get this thing working. Now, I've never really tested this simply because this doesn't close, and I've got quite a lot of consoles in my house I've never tested. I should probably make videos on them. Before we actually take a look at this, let's just go ahead and clean the controller. I think this is the controller that came with it. It's pretty clean. It's got a bit of dust on it, and you know, it's a bit disgusting, so we can clean this up and then we can go on and try and fix this. So for the controller, I've just got a little bit of soapy water, and that should be completely fine. I've also just got like a cloth here, and I should be able to just clean it fairly easily. Now obviously when cleaning these things you don't really want to use too much water, but I'd recommend using a cloth like this. This cloth is actually a sponge as well as a cloth, and this works very well, and using the soapy water just a little bit you can easily just clean the whole thing and, you know, just get all the dirt and dust off and stuff like that. And yeah, once I've just gone over it a couple of times it should actually look pretty good. Sometimes the thumb sticks on the PlayStation controllers do go a bit horrible, and to fix that there isn't really a way. You can either completely replace the stick, or you can buy these rubber grips that kind of clip on top. These are basically the two methods I use for fixing these you know, like sticks. But yeah, all the buttons seem to work. Of course I'll clean this massive wire that's coming out of it as well, and yeah, not quite easy to fix I guess. I don't really need to take this apart, doesn't rattle. The condition of it is very good, no scratches or anything like that, it's just a bit dirty. Okay, so here we are with the PS1, which doesn't close. It's got lots of stickers on it, and it's just a bit dirty in general. So I think what we can do now is take a few of the stickers off. I don't really know what some of these stickers are. I think they're labels, and they've just been on here for quite a while. So hopefully they do peel. Sometimes with stickers, if they've been on for a long time, they kind of do this, and they leave like a bit of like sticker underneath, which can be a bit annoying. But if we can peel that off without that happening too much, that would actually be quite good. So this one, I've got to be a bit careful. Seems to be coming off a bit. Oh no, it is actually tearing a bit. So if it does tear, you can use like soapy water, and you can use like special like cleaners in order to get all of like the sticker parts off. If I remember what it's called, I'll put a link to it on Amazon. I do have some at home. Is it like degreaser? I think works quite well on stickers. But this one's actually coming off a bit. I'm going to be a bit careful on the edges, but as long as it just stays off like this. So it's a bit sticky underneath. If I can just take that off. There you go, that came off a lot better than I thought. Now it does look a bit dirty on the top, but I think if I go over the sponge that might be okay. So let me just get the sponge, I'm just going to hold that down, and let's just go over all of it. Just try and clean all of the marks off and stuff like that. And then hopefully it should look quite good. There's a bit of dirt on there as well. I should be able to fix the button as well. That should be quite easy. I'll try and do that when I take it apart. But yeah, let's just go over it. I will clean it properly later as well. But yeah, it's just, there you go. That's looking a lot better already. There you go. That almost looks brand new. But let's flip over the PlayStation, and I think we're going to take out the 6 screws so we can start to fix it. And it is pretty dirty inside as well. The feet of the PS1 is also something you can clean. Obviously it's just got 4 of them. These might be dirty anyway. Obviously these are going to be, you know, sitting on desks and maybe on the floor and stuff, so they might get a bit dirty. But yeah, you can wipe off these a bit as well. Might be a bit of like dirt and stuff on there, which should come off. But let's get my Phillips head screwdriver, and I'm just going to take out all of these 6 screws. There is also a screw under one of these stickers, and if you used to remove these stickers when the PS1 first came out, it would void a warranty. Obviously now in 2020 that doesn't matter at all. So let's just take all the 6 screws out, and then we can simply just take it apart. And here we are guys, just a couple of screws left in, and obviously look after your screws, put them somewhere where you won't lose them, maybe put them in a pot or something like that. Obviously all of these are just Phillips, so you don't exactly have to remember where they go, but make sure you just look after all 6 of them, and then we should be able to take apart the PlayStation fairly easily. So to stop everything falling out, what you want to do is actually just flip it around, just like this, you know, just so the PlayStation is, you know, sitting just how it's supposed to, and then you should actually be able to take the top panel off. Now obviously this is where the button is, so why is my button sticking? And am I able to figure that out? Oh, it looks okay. Surely that should clip in there. I don't know why it doesn't clip in there. Right. The button seems to be moving okay, so... Oh, maybe it does now. Maybe I just fixed it. I don't know why that was so, like, stuck. But anyway, the top of your PS1, you just want to put that over to the side, and once that is out of the way, we need to focus on the DVD drive. So you've got to be very careful with this DVD reader. What you guys want to do is kind of hold this ribbon cable first, and you kind of want to pull it up from the motherboard. Using tweezers might also work, and if you hold it and just wobble it side to side just a little bit, it should pull out quite easily. Now there's also another cable right here. There is also a wired cable, which also has to come out, and once you've taken that off, the drive should literally just pull up from the board, and it's got 3 kind of circles on here, these rubber circles, and they will go over these clips, but basically we're going to put this back in at the end. So we can move this to the side as long as your laser is reading okay. What you can do is use a bit of alcohol just to rub over the laser, and that should fix it. But as far as I know, this one is working, so maybe I'll do that later, but yeah, it should be okay. So I'm just going to put this to the side. And then the next thing to do is to actually take off this metal plate. So that should just pull away from the motherboard. And oh, this PlayStation has a mod chip in it. And what have they done with this mod chip? It hasn't got any kind of like tape around it to protect it. So I have to go and get some electrical tape in a minute and actually sort that out. And the other problem with this PS1 is it's got a massive crack over the controller port. So I'm going to have to try and fix that as well. Do you reckon super glue? Super glue a good idea on that? I'll put some tape on this first, and then I'll try and find some super glue. So there you go, the board literally just comes out like that. You can kind of pull it from the back, it's easier. And then of course we've got the other metal plate underneath, and this one would just sit like that on the case. Now if you guys want to clean the whole case, this is when you want to do it. Of course, take the metal part aside, and then the rest of this case does actually have another metal piece underlying it. So yeah, you can go ahead and kind of like brush this out. Mine has got quite a lot of dirt in there, so I might go ahead and do that now. So toothbrushes are actually perfect for this. Just don't use the one that you actually clean your teeth with, because that's just a bit horrible. But let's go ahead and let's just get all of this dust and stuff out. I don't really want to cover this in water or anything, because obviously it's got metal plating here. I did kind of just rinse this under the tap just to get the previous dust off, but yeah, it's not really, you know, soaking wet. So let's just get all of the dust out. Should be quite easy. Just literally go over it a few times with a toothbrush. There you go, I think that's looking quite good. Another thing you can also kind of dust off with the toothbrush is also the metal plate that we literally just took out. So I'm just going to go over that as well, try and get all this dust off that's just laying on top. The underside as well, it will also have the kind of like dust imprints from the vents underneath. You guys can kind of see where the dust is sitting. You can literally just go and scrub all that off as well. Okay, so once this is looking pretty good, we can actually just go and layer that back in. Then I think we should probably sort out the motherboard, and I'm probably just going to get some duct tape for that mod chip. So I'm not sure if this was a mod chip that they purchased off eBay or something that they would have built themselves, but I'm guessing they must have done this quite a long time ago. But it looks like they've done it quite good. It's okay. There is a bit of solder here which could possibly short it out. I don't know if that's a problem, and I'm surprised it hasn't shorted out already, seeing as it was just lying in a metal case. But what I've got, I literally just found this old roll of electrical tape, and that should be perfect for just covering this over. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to do that right now. I've also got this pretty cool blade, and that would be nice for cutting the duct tape. Okay, so I just managed to chop off a little piece, and I think I'm going to try and put that in between these solder parts here, because they're very close together, and I don't know if that could possibly short it out. So yeah, I'm going to try and fix that right now. Okay, so just chopped another piece off. I'm going to use this piece of the electrical tape for just completely going over the chip, just so it doesn't touch the metal case and, you know, break itself or short out or anything like that. So there you go, that's a close-up of it, and I think that is pretty good. It's actually a pretty good size, so I should just be able to overlap it just like that. And of course in the future, if I want to take this off, it shouldn't be too hard. And there you go, just squish it together. And there you go, we've got our mod chip protected with some electrical tape, not too bad at all. And I think what we can do now, we can use the toothbrush on the board a bit, just to get a bit of dust off, and then I guess we can put it back together. Oh, I've also got to super glue this, but I'll just dust it off before I do that. So obviously with the toothbrush, just make sure it's dry, and you just want to kind of go around the edges, just kind of, you know, get some of this dust off. You don't really have to go crazy, you know, don't want to damage anything. Just make sure it's clean as well. And then I think I'll be able to use the super glue, and I'll try and, you know, tidy it up a bit. And then of course we can see it work. Okay, so I've got this glue here. This one is called the Loctite super glue. I'm sure this is fine for plastic, so what we're going to do is we're going to just kind of add this to the top. As I said, you can't exactly see this, so I didn't know it was cracked until I actually opened the PlayStation, but I just don't want it to be damaged anymore. So let's just get a bit of super glue, and what we're going to do is we're just going to hold it in place, and we're simply just going to go over the crack and just make sure it's stuck together. So I'm going to have to hold it like this as it dries, and I've just realised it's not only cracked, there's actually like a little piece of it missing, so I don't really know how I'm going to fix that, but the super glue should just hold it in place, and that should be fine. Maybe I'll even like glue this bit of tape to it. Is that a bad idea? I don't know, but it will hold it on there, won't it? And as I said, you can't see this because it's actually inside the console. So if I stick that, yeah, I think that'll work quite well actually. And then, yeah, that's not too bad at all. I'll have to tidy it up a bit at the edges, but that should hold it quite strong. As I said, I literally just want this held strong just so it doesn't break apart again. Yeah, I'll trim it off at the edges here. Just, you know, stick that down a bit. No, there you go. Not too bad. Of course, some people will say this is not really ideal, but there's literally a chunk of plastic missing at the corner. So even if I glued it, there's going to be a massive gap, you know, which is quite a problem, which I don't think it would break in the future, but you know, it's just something you'd want to fix. So I think that's going to be quite solid. It seems to be holding it quite well. It's not like leaning down or anything like it was before. So there you go, bit of super glue and some tape. That should actually hold it on there. Okay, so let's get the whole motherboard with the mod chip and the fixed controller port, and let's just go and put everything back together. Now, the easiest way is to start from the front, so where the memory card is, and you just want to kind of layer the memory card slots in there. And if you just wiggle the board a bit, just like that, it should actually sit in place. I find wiggling consoles, just to try and get them back together, quite a good way of getting it successful first try. So there you go, got it sat in, perfect. Now what we need to do is get the second piece of metal. I can't remember if I dusted that off or not. Let me just take a look. Yeah, so this one I haven't dusted yet. Actually the bottom of it is very clean. The top of it could use a bit of a dust off though. So again, this one, let's just dust it off. Doesn't have to be perfect I guess, but I don't really like running this metal under the tap. So yeah, just dust it off a bit, that's okay I guess. So let's go and let's just put this back on. Yep, we've got it the right way around. Those slots go in the front, and we also need to make sure it's covering the mod chip. So is the mod chip in the way? No, I think that's perfect. If I just show you guys, there's the mod chip, you can see that black square. Now before it was kind of covering it quite awkwardly, but I think that's okay. I might have to move this wire out of the way a bit. Can I just tuck that under there? With the screwdriver maybe? Just tuck that away. I think that should be okay. Oh, that sounded good. Just clipped on, and yep, everything is okay, I'm pretty sure. It's sitting quite flush, so that should be good. And it's all lined up with the, you know, the like gaps and everything. So that should be okay. Is it okay at the side though? It could go a bit lower. There you go, that's perfect. It's sitting on a peg. And yep, that's looking fine to me. Okay, so here we've got the laser itself. You can dust this off a bit if you want to. You can get a bit of the alcohol and just, you know, use it on with a swab. But I think what I'm going to do is leave it. I will test it first because you can do that very easily on the PS1. But let's just go and put this in. So what you're supposed to do is kind of hook it over these pegs. There's just 3 of them, and it's rubber, so it will move around a bit. That's perfectly fine if yours is moving. Mine isn't quite on that peg. Let's see if I can get it on there. There you go. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get the ribbon cable and we're going to put that in first because this is the more tricky one. It's quite easy to put in now. It's easier to put in than it is to take out. And then we've also got, of course, this wire right here, which we're going to plug in right now. And then, of course, just make sure it's sitting on all the pegs. You might want to like shine a light and just check. You've got to look for the pegs. So there's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. That is absolutely perfect, and it moves around. So I think what we can do now, we can put the lid back on, and we can basically see, does it work or is it dead? So here's the lid. If you want to clean the inside, you can, but it should be fairly good because it's not really a place that gets dirty. Of course, just make sure your buttons work. Got the reset, that's working. Got the eject button, which is actually working now. So I don't know if it's going to be okay when I put it back together, but we're going to find out. Just going to start from the back, kind of move it, and just clip it on like that. And now it will be popping off a bit. That's because we need to put the screws in. There you go, guys, all of the Phillips screws put back in, all 6 of them. I did them up fairly tight. There is a small gap going around the PS1. I don't know if that's always there. Actually, yeah, it probably is. I've got quite a few of these, so I should probably check. But there you go, take a look at it. Does it work? Okay, so it's still a bit dodgy, but I think it's something to do with the button. I mean, it is very cold here, so that could be an issue. I don't know. But yeah, seems to be a bit better. Before it wouldn't work at all, so I think, yeah, the button is sticking a bit. Maybe I can try and fix that, but it's looking pretty good. Mod chip is now covered. The crack is now kind of sealed. And yeah, the condition of it, not too bad at all. So I think what we should do now is actually see, does it play games? Oh, and does it play backup games? Because of course it's got a mod chip in it. So it's time to set the PS1 up and see if it actually works and does it play burnt games. I've got a couple of discs here. I've got a Sony CDR and I've also got a Sainsbury's CDR, and I can't remember exactly what games are on here. I think one of them is Tekken and I think one of them is Tomb Raider. But I'm not 100% sure anyway, but I guess we can try. I do have a few other discs I can try, but yeah, I burnt these quite a long time ago, and these used to work on my original PlayStation 1, so I guess we can see if they work on this. But let's just go and let's just plug everything in. So of course we've got the power, we have got the analog display, so let's just go and plug that one in. I think this is PlayStation 1 or PS2, I don't know, maybe it works on both. And then what we can do is go and put our game in. Let's also plug the controller into port 1, so that should be fine. So let's say let's choose the Sainsbury's one, why not? And then let's go and turn it on and let's see what game we get. And of course, does it even work? Well, it's got the LED, so hopefully it's working, and yeah, we can try and play a game. So here you go, guys, the PlayStation turns on. Oh, it loaded straight away. That was fast. Okay, so let's play some Tomb Raider. I think it's Tomb Raider anyway, I can't exactly remember. Hopefully it doesn't freeze or anything like that. Hopefully it loads fine. It looks like it's loading the game. Wait, what is this? I think this is a different game actually. What is this? Oh, Bust Move 2. Maybe I did. I don't think I've ever actually played this before. I think I just had some ROMs and I just loaded them on. I generally don't know how to play this game. I guess Tomb Raider would have been more exciting. There you go, it seems to work. I'm going to try and swap the disc now, so we can play some Tomb Raider, because I have no idea how to play this game. And here you go, guys, we have got Tomb Raider on the PS1. I really like these like cutscenes that you get on PS1 games. They're just like so nostalgic, they're so cool. And yeah, so there you go, that is me restoring this PS1. I think I restored it pretty well. I managed to, you know, kind of fix up the mod chip, just clean it out a bit. Of course the button seems to work now. So yeah, actually ended up working pretty well. I've got many more consoles that I want to restore and make videos on. I've got that Xbox that I got in that faulty lot. I've got the other PS1 that I got in that faulty lot. Apart from that one seems okay. I think I've got I've got 2 PS2s that need fixing, and I think I've got a PSP laying about, so yeah, maybe some more videos of me restoring stuff coming soon. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, leave a subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next video.